Which color is it going to be? I don't know. Do you know? Welcome to Garbage Time. I'm Katie Nolan. Let's be friends. Tonight on MLB's opening day, we'll look at the return of A-Rod with the help of analyst Harold Reynolds. Plus, I'm going to become the first broadcaster ever to weigh in on the debate of paying student athletes. Get excited. And if you're planning to watch that one show on AMC at 10 o'clock, we've got something for you too. But first, let's take a look back at the week in sports. Pew! Cubs pitcher Jason Hamill said the construction going on at Wrigley Field right now makes it look like Baghdad, if Baghdad had a sick jumbotron. Reports said this week that LeBron James calls the Cavs plays, and coach David Blatt simply repeats them to the team. In response, David Blatt said, "Let me ask LeBron if that's true." Marshawn Lynch will be appearing in an upcoming Ludacris music video for the song Beast Mode. Luda also invited Pete Carroll, but he passed. Get it? Dwayne Bowe says he's going to score more touchdowns this year because saying he'd score less would be negative. No, literally, it would be -1 because Dwayne Bowe scored 0 touchdowns last season. 0. Rob Gronkowski said in a recent interview that he'd rather suffer a concussion than a knee injury. Of course, because Rob Gronkowski hurting his brain is like Oscar Pistorius stubbing his toe. Elsewhere, J.J. Watt will be appearing in an episode of New Girl this season, which is cool, but not unique. I don't know if you guys don't know this. A bunch of NFL players are joining the cast of other hit shows this year, like Antonio Cromartie in Parenthood, Ray Lewis in How to Get Away with Murder, Russell Wilson in Black-ish, Ray Rice in Candid Camera, Adrian Peterson in The Slap, which is still not canceled. Rob Ryan will be playing the title character in 2.5 Men. And Des Bryant will appear in, well, we don't actually know yet, but the video is definitely out there. And lastly, David Ortiz published a first-person essay on the Players Tribune last week addressing his history with steroids, which we could talk about, but beating a dead horse isn't really my thing, so I'll leave that to First Take. Instead, we're going to talk, are you a First Take fan? Exit. Instead, we're going to talk about the Players Tribune. I'm sorry, you could stay. He needs to operate the cameras. Derek Jeter's internet venture. Let's talk a little bit about it. Tell us about it, Derek.
I wanted to, have a platform for athletes so they can speak directly to the fans, first-person point of view, unfiltered, unbiased, and I think it's something that's needed. I've spoken to athletes from all different sports, and they're excited about it, so that excites me.
Oh, well, if you're excited, then that means someone's leaving with a gift basket. Hope it's me. This concept of athletes communicating directly to their fans with no limits or filters or reporters actually does seem pretty awesome. In theory. Unfortunately, in practice, the Players Tribune is actually kind of bull. In a recent New York Times article, Richard Sandomir wrote of the David Ortiz essay, quote, "Like nearly every post on the site, it was not written directly by its bylined athlete, but instead crafted from a recorded interview with a Tribune staff producer." Well, that sounds a whole lot like the media. But no, let me read on in that article, because maybe I'm missing something. I don't want to be too quick to judge. Sandomir goes on to say, quote, "Editing is minimal and the athletes get the final approval. The staff producers who talk to them do not get bylines." Oh yeah, see? I was totally off. That's nothing like the media. That's a press release. The Players Tribune doesn't bypass reporters in order to talk directly to fans. It pretends the reporters aren't there, even though they're a vital part of their success. The Players Tribune is Marshawn Lynch. I bet you're thinking, maybe they credit the editors on the site. Well, you're wrong, and you're stupid. David Ortiz, who essentially talked to someone on the phone for half an hour or so, is listed as the site's editor-at-large. Kobe Bryant's title is editorial director. Carmelo Anthony, guest contributor. The Players Tribune, where even Carmelo Anthony gets a title. Of course, the irony here is that if you want truly unfiltered, unedited content from your favorite athletes, you just have to follow them on Twitter And what are your thoughts on Twitter, Derek?
I don't have a Twitter account, so I don't know, was it 140, 50, 60 characters? I don't know what it is.
140
I mean, it's kind of
characters.
hard.
Yeah, it's 140 characters. Hashtag awkward. So you want fans to have direct access to athletes, but you don't even have a Twitter account? Despite this cool-sounding premise of Players Tribune, it appears it isn't for us fans. It's for the players who want to appear like an open book without the risk of getting themselves in trouble for being an open book. And maybe I'm cynical, but like, that sucks. It's a bitter pill to swallow. But don't worry, you can wash it down with an ice-cold beer at the new Players Tribune Bar and Grill. According to the Tampa Bay Business Journal, Derek Jeter has filed a proposal to put a restaurant in the Tampa International Airport. The pitch promises it's not a sports bar, but a sports lounge, which apparently someone thinks sounds more enjoyable, but they are wrong. The menu sounds pretty good, nothing crazy, but since it's brought to you by the Players Tribune, whatever you order arrives at your table pre-chewed by an unnamed journalist hiding in the kitchen. I mean, I'm sorry, prepared by executive chef LeBron James. Coming up, should students be able to major in basketball? It sure beats my degree in public relations, which I'm totally using right now. Millions watched the Final Four yesterday, broadcast by a network that paid billions to televise it. But there was one group in Indianapolis, of course, that won't ever see a dime: the players on the court. I'm now joined by Bloomberg View sports columnist Kavitha Davidson. Kavitha, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I was reading this HBO Real Sports / Marist poll a couple weeks ago about how the majority of the country still thinks we should not be paying college athletes. I'm curious to know your thoughts as a Bloomberg sort of business side of things.
Right. Well, I mean, they're employees. I think that we've established this. They are generating millions of dollars for their school and billions of dollars for the NCAA. And it's a little bit ridiculous that we still see them as, student athletes. It's a myth at this point. And the economic argument is a fallacy. And if these students were allowed to unionize, which is what they're trying to fight for right now, the market would pay them.
Well, I'm curious. So when you say that the economic argument is a fallacy, how? Because I think a lot of people just think like that would be a lot of money you have to pay out, and they don't really understand the business behind it. Like, what about it is that difficult that people are trying to argue we couldn't pay the athletes?
Well, there's obviously a ton of money out there.
Right.
And the question is, where is that going now that we would have to cut into to bring it to the athletes? And what it really would be is high athletic director salaries and high coaching salaries.
But the athletic directors do so much for the sport.
Right.
We should be paying them.
Right.
Like $1 million.
$1 million or $2 million, or
Yeah,
even
like
the coaches,
they've earned it. They're out there. What is it? What do they do?
It's a really good question, and some of them are actually really terrible at their jobs, and
Awful.
they still, they still stay there. It's a tenure system essentially, unless you're a high-ranking school. But there are so many other pools of money that we can be taking from that aren't. It wouldn't cut into women's sports. It wouldn't cut into Title IX.
Which is what everybody brings up.
Everyone
Title
always
IX is the
brings
reason
that
we
up.
can't
Right.
pay athletes. Women, once again, you everything else up for us.
Right. Well, women are always going to be
always
blamed
our
for the
fault.
reason that men are everything else, right?
Are bad,
Right.
guys, are bad. The poll also showed something I found super interesting, was that a lot of Americans are also against letting an athlete major in their sport, which for me is like, that's not necessarily the answer. I think there's a lot of things that need to change. But why can't I go to school and major in basketball? I can go to school and major in dance.
Right.
So if you're going to say, well, what's that degree going to do? What if you don't make it to the NBA? Well, a lot of people I know that majored in dance are not in the American Ballet Company.
Right. Well, I mean, that speaks to the myth again. It's the idea that somehow having an athletic skill isn't as valuable as having an academic skill or an artistic skill. But the truth of the matter is, if you look at the revenue that they're generating and the money that we're actually, the monetary value that we're placing on their skill, they deserve to be compensated for it. They deserve to, it would actually be a lot more honest, frankly, if they majored in athletics instead of, communications or something.
pretending that they
Right.
speak Swahili or whatever
Right.
it is they're taking to get their stupid credits that they know they're not going to class.
Right, and classes that, the jock classes that don't actually exist with the UNC scandal that we've been seeing. It would be so
Right.
much more honest if we actually let them major in the thing that they're there to do, which is play sports.
Well, also, what's the argument against, from a business standpoint, can you see a real argument against why we can't pay them the way we would pay any other student who works at something on campus?
Right. Well, no, there is really no argument. I mean, I think the argument is you obviously would have to pay them more than whatever the $8
Right.
an hour stipend that work study
But
gives
people
you.
love to be like, well, we can't afford to pay an amateur athlete millions. Well, that's sort of taking an argument that makes sense and trying to make it seem like it doesn't.
Well, you're
but
taking it to its extreme
Exactly. We're not going to
endpoint,
pay an amateur
They're
millions of
obviously
dollars.
there's going to be a transition period. We're going to have negotiations. There's going to be a way to figure out what that number should be, but there should be a number is what it is. And it really just comes down to, people are very myopic and they look at their own experiences
Right.
here and they say, I worked really hard to either earn my scholarship academically or artistically, or, I came out of college with student loans.
Right.
And why should these athletes
jealous.
get more? They're totally jealous.
just jealous.
But your artistic skill and your academic prowess didn't generate $1 billion from the NCAA tournament.
Exactly. You're not worth as much as you probably think you are,
Right.
but he is, and he's getting paid nothing.
Right.
This is so interesting. I could talk to you for another hour. I hate that I have to cut this off. We have a half-hour show. Thank you for coming in. You're fantastic.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Stick around, though. I'm serious. Don't go anywhere. Not even the bathroom. Hold it. Welcome back to Garbage Time. I'm Regis Philbin. With Major League Baseball now underway, I sat down with three-time Golden Glove winner and current MLB analyst Harold Reynolds. Harold, who you can see here in his Little League photo, played the majority of his career in Seattle alongside Ken Griffey Jr. and the beautiful, handsome Randy Johnson. The man has so many stories. Here's a few of them.
Come on, Pedroia, do something. Jeez, frustrating me. Oh,
Yeah, I know.
thank you.
He's a frustrating
Thank you.
character.
I mean, gee whiz.
You know what my family nickname for Dustin Pedroia is?
What's that?
We call him Dinky Padinky.
Dinky Padinky. Where'd that come from?
My mom. She just blurted it out, and so now in our house, Dinky Padinky.
Come on, Dinky!
I don't know a Harold. Not a single one. There was the one with the purple crayon.
That's true. I heard
And
that a lot.
after that, no Harolds. Are you the last living Harold?
You know what? Yeah.
You've known A-Rod since he was, 18 years old?
Yeah.
Was he on steroids back then?
I have no idea. I'm the worst at really knowing if somebody's on things or
Right.
not. But he was just such a phenomenal talent. Now, had Griffey not come along at 19, I would have said something not right here.
Right. Oh, because
You know,
you'd seen it before.
I'd seen it before.
How do you think he's going to play now that he's not?
I think he's going to be great.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, let me take that back. I think it'll be good. We had lunch this last off season. You've probably maybe seen the pictures. We were at Joe's Crab Shack, and we both put the bib on, and some guy, can I take a picture? Next thing you know, social
TMZ.
media, it's everywhere. That was the first day in many years that it was just Alex and his brother, and that was it. It wasn't an entourage, and it wasn't all kinds of people coming with him, and I was like, wow, it's Alex, it's not A-Rod.
I think a lot of fans are probably going to be kind of hesitant.
Oh, they're going to kill him. But
Yeah.
that's okay. I mean, you want to hear the best line I ever heard?
Yes.
I was playing with Cal Ripken in Baltimore, name dropping,
Never heard of him.
One year we combined for like 30 home runs.
Whoa.
He hit 35.
-5.
Yeah, I hit negative. So we are in Seattle, okay? No, in Oakland, and he's struggling. He came out the gate really struggling, and people at this time were saying, you're playing too many games, you need to sit down, you're only playing to fulfill the streak. But he's still a great player. He's struggling out the gate. And some guy is yelling in the stands, Ripken! Ripken! And he won't turn around. I'm looking out the corner of my eye, see who the guy is, Ripken! You're hitting 230! Garrick hit 280 and he was dying! And Cal turns around and goes, best line all year. True story.
Randy Johnson.
Randy Johnson.
You played with him. What was he like to play with? Because I picture him, and this is based on no facts, but I picture him with the big tall boy PBRs and listening to I don't know, rock music.
Remember the whole grunge movement?
Yeah.
He was real tight with all the guys. Kurt Cobain, Pearl Jam. They would come into the clubhouse and they'd have jam sessions in the back.
What?
Serious.
Did you meet Kurt Cobain?
You know what? I have to say I really don't know.
Yeah.
There was a lot of guys coming through, and I really didn't know.
That's such an honest answer. Just tell people you did. Did you ever meet Kurt Cobain?
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
It's cool, man.
That's so cool.
I mean, he'd come through, his hair was dangling. How can you not know it was him?
God, I have to ask you, I'm just very fascinated. If you don't want to answer this question, that's totally fair. Okay. But when you were playing, did you ever feel the pressure to use steroids?
It's so funny because the generations change with the education. We didn't know what steroids were. And I'll never forget, I'm working out in the Kingdome, and our trainer, a bunch of us are lifting weights in the off season. I said, man, I got to get on the program some of those guys in Oakland are on. He's like, no, you don't. You don't want to do that. And that was the first time that somebody actually had basically said they're using steroids. And all we'd ever heard was, hey, if you take steroids, man, your joint's gonna shrink up. You know? That was enough. I was like, I ain't happening.
Not
Forget
signing
that.
up for that.
That's all we knew.
Do you play fantasy baseball?
No, I actually tried to play. I just can't do it.
It's tough. I would play fantasy baseball if fantasy baseball meant that you could draft fantasy characters, like fictional baseball players from movies. Who would be your first pick in the draft?
From movies? Mm-hmm. Well, there's only one. The Natural, Roy Hobbs.
Roy Hobbs would be your first pick in the draft.
I mean, he can pitch. He can hit home runs. Gets the girl at the end of the movie. I mean,
that's a decent first. It's a decent first pick. I think my first pick would be Benny the Jet Rodriguez from The Sandlot. I feel I've been scouting him since he was but a boy.
Well, it's been nice hanging out here. The water's warm. You know where I'm going?
Where are you going?
I usually sit up in the booth in those suites. The water's cold, and they give me a bottle instead of a red plastic cup.
That sounds really nice. Do you want to take me?
Nice talking to you.
Did you want to?
Nope.
I can grab my things.
No.
We actually did that full fantasy draft, so if you want to see that, you can check it out on my YouTube page. You will never guess who grabbed Squints. Or maybe you will. You got like a 50-50 chance on that one. Coming up, I do my best Don Draper impersonation. End scene. Welcome back to Garbage Time. Namaste. Needless to say, Knicks fans are having a pretty rough year, so team president Phil Jackson addressed them this week, saying, quote, "I ask you to remain optimistic as we build a team that once again reflects the spirit of being a New York Knick." See, that just didn't sell me. And I figured since Mad Men is about to kick off its final season in a few minutes, maybe I could channel my inner Don Draper to help Mr. Jackson with the hard sell. Gentlemen, I know with all the adversity the Knicks have been facing this season, it can be hard sometimes to see the light of day. It's also really hard to see just because everyone in here is smoking right now. Listen, you're more than basketball fans. You're Knicks fans. You have a deeper bond with your team. You remember days when Titans were roaming the Garden. Legacies, greatness, championships. Who cares if neither of you were born yet? I know you guys are worried about your future, but here's the problem with the future. It's unknown, right? You never know if you'll win next season or even the season after that. But what you'll always know is that you won in the past. Nostalgia. It's delicate, but potent. Sweetheart? A Greek guy once told me that in Greek, nostalgia literally means pain from an old wound. A wound so painful, it could make Carmelo Anthony shut himself down for the season. It's a twinge in your heart, far more powerful than memory alone. Memories of Reed, Frazier, Ewing, Linsanity. This team isn't just a team. They represent the entire city, minus Brooklyn. They go forward, mostly backwards. They travel, they tank. They make you ache. Not just because Amari Stoudemire fell apart, or because they let Tyson Chandler go for nothing, or because they ended up with Derek Fisher instead of Steve Kerr. No, they make you ache to go back. To better basketball. To a better life. It's not the triangle. It's nostalgia. So why think of the future when you can think of the past? Good luck at your next meeting. And finally, it's time for our Garbage Time Hero of the Week. This week, it's this guy who must have been expecting an important call. Yep, he dropped his cell phone in the middle of a fight. I imagine he then went on to lose the match because he wasn't able to Google how to box. All right, party people, that's our show. Here's what you do now. Send me your questions on Twitter, Facebook, or email, and I'll answer them on Junk Mail, which airs Wednesdays on my YouTube channel, where you can also find digital exclusives and extras from the show. This whole episode, of course, will be online starting tomorrow at foxsports.com/garbagetime. Tell your friends if you have any. If you don't, that's okay, me neither. Big thanks to Kavitha and Harold. Come back next week, same time, same place. We'll do this all again, but with different content. Maybe.